So in this video, we are going to talk about adding and subtracting radicals. In the last video, you learned about how to simplify radicals. So if you haven't watched that one yet, go back and do that now. But if you have, then here we go with adding and subtracting. So you in the last video learned how to simplify this radical or the square root of 45. So there were two ways, but one of the ways was the prom date approach. And the prom date approach asked us to find the prime factorization of the number. We then looked for pairs. So right here we have a pair of threes, and so they get to go to prom, but the 5 has to stay home. So the square root of 45 simplifies to 3 root 5. So we're going to use this as we add and subtract. So that was just a quick refresher. So when we see adding radicals, we need to look for like terms. And the way that we identify like terms with radicals is we are looking for what number is under the square root symbol. So just like when you add like terms with variables, you're looking for the same variable. When you add radicals or when you subtract radicals, you're looking for this number under the square root to be the same. So in this situation, we do have the same number, which means we are able to add them. The way that we add them is we look for their coefficient, the number that is out front. So on the left, I have 3 groups of the square root of 5 plus 4 groups of the square root of 5. This then allows me to combine them to say that I have 7 groups of the square root of 5, or more simply put, and more usually said, 7 root 5. We can almost compare this in a way to if we have 3x plus 4x. Again, we are able to combine these because they have the same variable. And the fact that they have the same variable then allows me to say if I have 3x's and 4x's, that combines to get me to 7x. It's a similar idea when we're thinking about our square roots. So here we're now going to subtract. Again, we're looking to see if our number under the radical is the same. And here it is. Both are considered root 2. So if I have 8 root 2 and 3 root 2, when I go and subtract them, that's going to bring me to 5 because 8 minus 3 is 5. And then my root 2 remains. So I have 5 root 2. So here's another one where I just want to show you what we're able to combine and what we're not able to combine. So I have root 6 and I have root 6. So I'm going to be able to combine those two. This has a 3. This has an invisible 1 right here. Okay. But here I have root 5. And what I want you to notice is we can't combine my root 6's with my root 5. Here's how you would simplify this problem. 3 root 6 minus 1 root 6 is going to get me to 2 root 6. But this 2 root 5, there's nothing that I can combine it with. I don't have another root 5. So my answer then becomes 2 root 5 down here. So your final answer is 2 root 6 plus 2 root 5. That cannot be simplified any further. This would be your final answer. So again, you're looking for what number do you see under the radical and what are you able to combine versus not. So here's a problem where you're actually going to have to simplify first and then combine. So I want you to pause the video here. I want you to try this one on your own and then come back. All right, you're back. So hopefully you remember that the square root of 8 becomes 2 root 2 plus our square root of 18 is going to become 3 root 2. When I then combine these, I have root 2 and root 2, so that does give me good news that I can combine them. And I look at my coefficients, 2 plus 3 is 5, so I'm going to end up with 5 root 2. Let's try another. So again, pause the video here. I want you to try here. You're going to have to simplify first and then combine. All right, you're back. So the square root of 75 should become 5 root 3 minus the square root of 12 is going to become 2 root 3. So I have root 3 and root 3. So again, good news, I can combine. 5 minus 2 is 3. So my final answer here is going to become 3 root 3. Okay, pause again. Try this one on your own. And we're back. So square root of 144, hopefully you recognize this as that's a perfect square. So my answer is just 12. Then when I look at the square root of 72, that's going to become 6 root 2. Uh-oh, I do not see things I can combine. This becomes my final answer. There's nothing that I can combine the 12 with, and there's nothing that I can combine the 6 root 2. So this is my final answer. Okay, I'm gonna leave you here with 4 more. I want you to pause the video here, try all 4, and then I will reveal the answers, which are under the boxes. All right, you're back. Here we go. The answer to the red one is 7 root 2. The answer to the blue one is 8 root 3. The green is 6 root 2. And the orange is 8 root 5. So hopefully this makes sense. If you have any questions, please reach out to your teacher, and we'll see you soon.